So hi there, I'm Ayushi, and every year I get a lot of questions on my college, that is CBIT Hyderabad. And me myself, I had many questions, and there were no YouTube videos online to tell me how and what exactly the college holds for me. So this is why I'm making this video, to answer all the questions that I've got on CBIT. So the first question would be, how does a student take admission into CBIT? That can be answered. You can take admissions through three ways. Either you have to score a really high rank in MSET or the JEE mains. Otherwise, you can apply through the NRI quota, for which you have to get shortlisting through your 12th grade percentage, as far as I know. So that answers the first question. And the second question is, what are academics at CBIT like in terms of students, syllabus, attendance, and the exam pattern? The exam pattern syllabus can be checked out for each course on the website. So I will be answering the first two things, the faculty and the attendance. So the faculty are quite great. Some of the faculties are very helping and they try to nurture the students in all ways possible, but on the same same thing, like not all faculties will be really kind and helping all the time. Some of them are really stubborn and hell-bent on their ways, but I've had great faculty. I have some really good memories with them as well. They've helped me and guided me through. So I have a mixed review on that. And on the attendance, I think there is a very strict policy on attendance. We have 75% attendance, that is 100% mandatory, and you have marks for attendance. So if you do not have an attendance of above 85%, you will be losing around 5 marks in your overall course subject credits. So attendance plays like a big part, which I think they should reduce it for students to make it better for them, but it's just not getting better. Attendance should be left a bit loose and there shouldn't be marks for it. It should have mandatory attendance of 75%, but it shouldn't hold marks for it. That's what I feel on the attendance. So what are the placements at CBIT like? So, and what are the average packages, what are the top companies, and what is the support for internships? So yes, we have a career and development cell at CBIT, which does give a lot of opportunities for internships. But on the same thing, I would like to say that it goes the same for every college. Only the people with a 9+ CGPA will be given a preference to even be sitting for these internships. And for these internships and job placement opportunities, you have to have the perfect branch. Okay, so I came from the artificial intelligence and data science branch, which is one of the better branches at CBIT in terms of placement. But the CSE core branch will always be given more priority, so please make note of that and apply for your branch selection. Not all branches will be allowed to sit for all companies. This is also coming from both the companies and the college. They have to follow the guidelines of the company, so they have to put a certain set of students for the preference first. So they usually put computer science first. So we were not given the opportunity to sit for multiple companies such as Qualcomm, Silicon Labs, Catalog, and a lot of these top companies. I can just go on naming more and more, Schneider Electric and many more. And also, do not be just like blinded by what you see on the website. Not all the placements that you see on the website booming on the flash news of the website are from campus placements. Most of the placements are off campus, but yes, they were gotten during when the student was studying at CBIT. So all the Amazon, Microsoft, Goldman Sachs placement that you see on the website is misleading. All these companies, they were all placed off campus, including PayPal as well. So please do not get misled by all the companies that are flashing on the website. Please take an informed decision on this. But yes, really good and top companies do approach CBIT every year, and they do hire a good number of candidates for it, but it's only going to be the top 10% of the entire batch. They will not be hiring in mass. This is again something I want everyone to please take into note. Okay, there will not be many people from each class that will be selected. At a max of 5 to 10 people from each class will be selected. And now talking about the student to teacher ratio, so we have a batch of 75, including the lateral entries that join in second year, and so the student to teacher ratio is 1:75 in most cases. And in labs we do have lab assistants and the other teachers helping us out, so that would be the student to teacher ratio. And we have questions on how the fests and the clubs are like at CBIT. So personally, I don't think the fests at CBIT, the technical and the cultural fests at CBIT are great. They are not really flashy, they are not really, the kind of fests that you expect from a top college, but it is what it is, and you have to just dress up in traditionals and take pictures and go home. That is the kind of fest that you will be going through, and there will be some live dance performances and some speeches given by some authorities. There will be no DJ night and there will be no fun flashy stuff, so please do not have high expectations on this aspect of the fest, but you can have a good time with your friends and go home. It'll be more of sort of like an annual day at school kind of feeling, but it is what it is. And talking about the technical fest, it's also kind of the same. You will have some games and events going on which are all conducted by clubs, and they are just okay. That's all I would like to say. They're okay. And yeah, how do you get into a club? So basically you start on as a volunteer, and in your first year you start off as a volunteer, and you can go through the higher ranks of each club over time. Clubs do serve as a really good place where you can make more number of friends and have a bigger social group, and also be a part of a lot of other events. So I highly recommend you to join a club in any college, no matter which college you choose. So being out there and connecting with people, clubs do play a major role in that. So yeah, so clubs do really have a great range. I was personally a part of NSS, Communicando, and a few more clubs, but these two are the main clubs that I was a part of. At Communicando, I continued till I was a senior coordinator in my third year, in which I also participated in a short film. And NSS was also really good, where they really give back to the community, and it's a great club to be a part of for the right reasons. And yeah, so clubs can make your boarding college life a bit interesting in those senses, but yeah, do not have high expectations on the fest. And people ask me, what is the kind of social groups like at CBIT? So personally, I face this really big issue because I was a Hindi girl in a Telugu college, which is not something that goes well together. Basically, everyone in college will speak to you in Telugu most of the time, like 99% of the time. Everyone's going to be having conversations in Telugu. I felt so left out, lost. I used to sit and cry in classes in front of professors, and they used to just like give me looks like, what's wrong with her? I tried making friends with people, and then eventually stuff was really bad in first year, and then it got better, and then I just made better group of friends in my second year, and that's how it went uphill from there. But it was quite hard for me to fit in initially, and this was not just the case with me, it was the case with many other such people who do not understand Telugu, and it is not there. This in mind, if you are a North Indian or anyone who doesn't understand Telugu, you might have to face some initial struggle, which can be making you feel really alienated. And it's so sad, like when people just talk about something and you don't get anything. Like all the teaching part and everything will be done in pure English, but whenever anyone interacts to have a fun conversation, be it classmates, be it teachers, everything was done in Telugu. Everything. When I mean everything, I mean everything. So please consider this as well. CBIT is mostly filled of 99% Telugu people. Keep that in mind. So you might feel left out and zoned out. So, is the general campus environment, student culture, and peer group chill? It is pretty chill. I mean, some people are really hell bent on getting a better CGPA, but that's how everyone, like, that's just in like, that's the same in every college. We have some nerds, we have some people that are very laid back and chill like me, and some people who are like an all-rounder. They can balance everything throughout. What is the gender ratio? So the gender ratio at CBIT would, I think, stand at 1:3, where we have one girl for 3 guys. That would be the gender ratio. The gender ratio is likely to be better in the computer science related branches, but it will be worse as we go through the different branches. For example, in mechanical, in civil engineering, in the other branches that are highly, on the field work, you can expect a worse ratio there. So, what are the tips to score well and balance extracurriculars at CBIT? So you can balance your extracurriculars, just find a way. It's not going to be really hard. The academics is very, very chill. It's just like a board exam. You have 2 mid-sem exams, and you have 1 end-sem exams. This is going to be very easy. It's nothing very hard. It's most of it is just rote learning. The one other thing I hate is writing records, which is so unnecessary. No one opens that record. It just goes into the dustbin the day the exam is over. Like, we just write thousands and thousands of pages just so that it can be thrown into the dustbin. No one even reads it. Even the teacher doesn't care about it. They're just flipping through the pages and they just eventually throw it. So writing records was a hell of waste of time for me in college, and I wish it should be removed. And how supportive and approachable are the teachers and faculty at CBIT? You just have to find the right teacher to approach. If you find the right teacher to approach, half your problems are solved. That is, I think, the answer to that. Not all people will be as inviting, as calming, as supportive. So find your favorite teacher. So how does CBIT prepare its students for real world careers, higher education, and jobs in entrepreneurship? So for entrepreneurship, we do have a ACIC incubation hub, but again, like, there were clashes with the attendance and everything, so eventually I dropped out of it, although I was like really interested in entrepreneurship, which I also went to pursue later in my final year, which was totally not a part of college. But yeah, I was also successful in that. And I think, yeah, and apart from the job thing, it's pretty much basic. You can just do DSA and all the courseworks well, you just get a job. And higher studies, people just write the GRE mostly. Most of the students like prefer to go abroad, which is around like 30% of the students go abroad from CBIT every year, and the rest of them sit for placements and take a job. So that would be answering most of the questions that were just thrown at me most of the time. So yeah, that's a summary of CBIT for you guys. Bye. If you have any more questions, you can ping me on Instagram or just message me on WhatsApp, and I'll definitely reply to you. Bye.